Alright, so this is my 2019 F150. It's got the 5.0 in it with the 10-speed. Doesn't have the locker. It's got a 2.5-inch Mammoth leveling kit on it. And the wheels are a 20x10 -18 Fuel Rebel with a 295/60, I believe. Milestar Patagonia. I think it comes out to be 34x11/8, so just 34x12, I guess. It's probably the biggest tire I would put on this 2.5-inch kit, because like always, if you put any tires on these trucks, you know, even with 33 1250s, you probably would have to cut the crash bars. And I don't know if you can see it good, but I cut those almost all the way off. And what I did with the rears is I cut those in half and then took the bolts out and just slid them out, so they're completely gone. I also trimmed a lot of this back. I mean, I even trimmed this piece here down, but you can see where it's kind of dark. See right there, you see the kind of little tire marks right there where it's still kind of shiny. It still rubs. I think it's actually still rubbing this too. If you look right here, I don't know if you can see that. There's a, see where that little thing comes through right here? That's metal. So that plastic, pretty much, this plastic with this little clip in it right here, clips into the metal. That's pretty much, I could cut that, I'm sure. But right now, like I said, most of the rubbing is right here. So that'll probably be something that I tackle at a different time, but so far it's okay. I mean, it's drivable. I mean, if you have 3 or 4 people in the truck and you're backing up, it'll rub pretty good. Going forward, it's not really that bad. And also, everybody kept saying that the angles, which the tires, the wheels are turned, so I mean the knuckle's going to look a little different, but you know, I'm trying to get a better look at it. They said that, oh, the angles of the upper control arms are going to be horrible with a 2.5-inch. Well, that to me doesn't look that bad. I mean, the truck is kind of on a hill a little bit, so that might have something to do with it, but I've looked at it on flat ground in the garage when I put it together, and it didn't look that bad. I had a Yukon Denali before this. It was all-wheel drive, and it was literally here to here was touching almost. I mean, the boot was gone. I had to replace the upper control arms on that. It was horrible. So this really isn't that bad compared to the Denali I had. So it's not really that bad. The poke on these tires, these wheels, is, I don't know, I haven't really measured it. I would guess it's, you know, probably a couple inches. I mean, it's pretty noticeable. I may do factory flares. I don't want to drill holes. Supposedly, like what I've seen, those factory flares, that they bolt in. And I think you have to put holes all the way around. I know in the front you do, or at least I've seen it like that before. I don't want to drill any holes in this thing, and I don't like the really big, you know, bulky aftermarket fenders. I don't like those. So I probably will just leave it alone, I guess. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just, you know, if you put tire shine on, if you do it the right way, if you put tire shine on the right way, like you see the tire shine on this tire right here. So, you know, it's shiny, but I spray it on, I let it dry a little bit, and then I wipe it off with a dry rag. So it keeps most of the shine off the side of the truck. Now I did have some, of course you're gonna have some. I had some on the back of the fender, had some up front on that fender, had some on the mirror. The mirror was the worst. I got it clean though, but it pretty much just peppered the mirror. There's still some left on there, you see that. But it was all over the mirror on both sides. Got some construction going on down here. This is my first video, so I mean, you know, whatever. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm not an editor. I've never done videos before. So this is just part of it. So, I mean, you know, maybe my next video won't be so bad. But yeah, this is it. I mean, like I said, I love the truck. I mean, it's got, for what it is, it's got plenty of power. When it had the stock wheels and tires on it, it definitely felt a little, well, a lot peppier. I haven't tried E85 yet. My buddy gave me an exhaust for like $100. It's an MBRP side exit. I'll show it to you. He does the Oz or OZ tuning or whatever. He uses that guy. It's a buddy of his. And pretty much told me to get an intake, put this on, and what you see right here, it's for a regular cab. His truck is a regular cab. It's got forged BC forged wheels on it. I mean, it's pretty awesome. But he got some kind of sponsorship thing going on where he's got different exhausts for his truck. Sold this for $100. I've got to get, I mean, this pipe is supposed to be another 20 something inches long. So what I'm going to do is, if you get on Amazon and look around, MBRP actually sells a resonator, because this one doesn't have a resonator. It didn't drone on his truck, but his truck's a regular cab. Mine's a crew cab, so the muffler is going to be directly underneath the back seats pretty much. So it's going to drone. So what I'm going to do is get that, just like a 20-inch MBRP resonator. I think it's a 20-inch long. I don't know if it's 20-inch body. I know it's bigger than 16, because the 16 is what I was looking at before. I think it's an 18-inch body, 20-inch long total length resonator. So I'm going to put that on with this and then slap it on there. And if it sounds good, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I'll go another route. But I don't really like super loud vehicles. I used to have straight pipe Hondas and shit back in the day, but I don't really care about that anymore. And I know that this isn't the correct side, but I'm just going to use this as an example. I know that when you put them on the other side, they come out here. A lot of times those pipes, they'll point really crazy out to the sides or whatever. It doesn't really look right. It doesn't look like a lightning would. It kind of just, they're kind of off. You can adjust them, but it's kind of hard to get them perfect. What he did was actually didn't put the tips on at all. So the pipes were pretty much like tucked up under here. He never had any issues with stuff getting on the paint or anything like that. It actually, it looked fine. So I may do that if that's the case, but we'll see. These tires, I've heard, because I was looking at Jeeps. I was looking at JLs and JTs before I got this truck. It's kind of what I wanted, was a Jeep. But the wife wants a camper and all this other crap, and this is just better for that. But a lot of those guys run these Milestars, a lot of Light Bright videos. I watch a lot of those. They run Milestars. There's some other guys that run Milestars, and the biggest thing that they said about them is, hey, they're really quiet for what they are. And they are. I had a Turo Trailblaze before this on my Yukon, and they were louder than this when I first got them. And then once I got a little bit of miles on them and they got a little wore out, they were just ridiculous. I couldn't stand them. These are not that bad. When you're going on a long road trip, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, you can hear it, but you can actually make a phone call if you want to. The other tires, I love the Turos, but once they got a lot of wear on them, they were just loud. It's just the way it goes. You couldn't even have a phone conversation. You couldn't make a phone call in that truck with those tires and say where they were. So I'm going to try these for a little while. I actually ordered some Pro Comp ATs, the same size, but where I ordered them from is kind of, they're kind of being a little iffy about it. It's a pretty big company or whatever, and they'll exchange them. If you don't like them, you get 30 days, whatever, they'll exchange them for you. Well, they've been kind of, the tires are going to be here next Monday, and that was 2 weeks ago, and so I'm probably gonna be stuck with these tires, which is fine. They're good tires. I like them, but I want something a little more quiet. That being said, when I put the exhaust on, it may end up canceling each other out. So maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe the exhaust won't be much louder than the tires. The tires won't be much louder than the exhaust at cruising speeds. I know the exhaust is going to get loud when you get down on it, because that's what MBRP. That's just what MBRP is. But we'll see. I don't know. This is my first video, so bear with me. I'm gonna end up probably in a few weeks. We've been trying to get our driveway done. Like, we just moved into this house a few months ago, so we're still trying to get our driveway right, cutting down trees. I gotta burn a bunch of stuff, so you know, one thing at a time. The wife let me buy the truck, so I'm not going to push my luck buying a bunch of extra stuff for it, and, you know, all the time. I'll wait a little while and then kind of just surprise her with some stuff. So give me a few weeks and we'll see if we can get that exhaust on here and get some sound clips. Like I said, I'm new to this crap, so I'm just kind of giving it a shot. I mean, I didn't see any videos, you know, with my setup, you know, that actually explained kind of how the setup was with the 34's. Everybody's got 33's or 35's, and I didn't see a lot of videos with 34's. But with a 2.5 inch, they're perfect. I mean, it sits good. I took the valance off. I still got to fill the holes in on that. I don't know. Probably use some little body clips or something and put in there. I may put it back on. I've got the valance still. I went on a road trip right after taking this off, and just me being superstitious, I mean, I've got these on there, so of course my gas mileage is going to suffer. My speedometer is off, so my mile per gallon is not going to show right. So being superstitious, I'm going to try to get forescan and adjust the tire size so the speedometer is right to see what my mile per gallon is. But when we're going to go to Florida here in a few weeks, I want to put that back on the front and see if it does anything, because I know with stock tires I was getting like 19 and 20 on the way back. I picked this up in Illinois. I live in just south of Memphis. We were getting 19 to 20 on the interstate with this thing, with the stock stuff on it. And of course it's going to get worse with bigger tires, but I mean, I just wonder how much worse, because I can't really get an accurate reading because of the tires. So that may be another video, getting forescan and changing a few things and just kind of just playing with that to see what it's like. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll make another video in a few weeks or a couple of days or whatever, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.